Hi everyone, it's Bethany from Madeline Jean Antiques and Restoration. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you guys all about glazing furniture. Okay, so what is glaze? Glaze is like a top coat that you put on painted furniture, usually furniture that you've painted that has some details, has some grooves in it, has some really pretty ornate decorative pieces to it. Glazing is an enhancement to your piece. It makes those areas like jump out, pop out. It adds definition. Sometimes it adds like an aged look to your pieces. It's just a really cool, easy way to add some character to your furniture pieces. So today, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be glazing the beautiful chair behind me. Now, some people on my Facebook business page, we were talking about this chair. At first, I thought it was an authentic antique. Obviously, if it was an authentic antique, I probably wouldn't have painted it, okay? But it's not, it's a replica, so it's okay, you guys. So people who are the antique painted police, you know who you are out there. Don't arrest me, okay? It's okay that I painted this chair. And I painted this chair a gorgeous color called Abyss. It's by Wise Owl, and I used their 1 hour enamel paint. So this means that that does not need a top coat. The top coat is built in, which is perfect for what I'm about to do. So if you've never glazed before, you can glaze two ways. You can do like a muddy glaze, or you can do a clean glaze. A muddy glaze is actually gonna change the color of your painted piece of furniture, okay? A cleaner glaze means that you're just kind of adding the glaze enhancement, and it should not change the color of your painted piece of furniture, okay? So today I'm gonna be doing a clean glaze because this painted piece already has a top coat built in it. So when you have a top coat on and then you add the glaze, the top coat makes the glaze more workable. It'll be more slippery, it'll come off easier. Glazing seems a little counterproductive because you're putting on the glaze and then you're immediately wiping it off, because you just want it to get in the nooks and crannies, the grooves, and you want to make some areas just pop, okay? So glazing, you're gonna think like, okay, I feel like I'm wasting product. You kind of are, but you kind of aren't, okay? So we'll get into that. I'll reposition my camera close up so you can see me actually applying the glaze. So what you'll need for supplies, you're gonna need gloves. Don't do this without gloves. I've been there, don't do it. Wear gloves, your hands are gonna get dirty. It is a dirty process. You're gonna need rags, probably a couple of them. I like cutting mine in smaller sections. It makes it easier for me to work with. So you'll need some rags. And then I'm gonna use my, I call it my Chubba Wubba brush. It's just so cute and chunky. It's by Klingon. I love this brush. I paint with this brush. I've used polyacrylic with this brush. I love this brush. I think it's an actual, there is a number associated with it. It's an S30. So my little Chubba Wubba brush is an S30 by Klingon. I'll put a link underneath this video where you can order this brush, okay? And then I'm also gonna include a couple other links because I've done a couple other videos on glazing. I did one specifically about muddy glazing, and then I did one explaining all the different types of glazing all in one. So I'll include that link as well. So, oh, the product I'm gonna be using. Gosh, duh, the most important thing. I wonder where my daughter gets that from. My daughter had a stage where she was like saying duh to everything, and I am to blame. Anyways, glazing. I'm gonna be using General Finishes Pitch Black. It's a water-based glaze. They have a whole bunch of different colors, browns, white, gray, whatever. I kind of stick to the basics with glazing. I haven't done much in the metallic realm of glazing. I've really stuck with the standard colors of just like blacks and browns. That's what's worked for me so far. Maybe I'll venture into some of those more adventurous colors later on. So let's get started on this chair. I'm really excited because there's so many ornate, cool nooks and crannies on this piece, and I think glazing is going to be the perfect product to make those areas stand out. So let's get started. Okay everyone, I've repositioned my camera. As you can see my gorgeous non-antique, I'm gonna make sure I say that throughout here. It's not an antique, it's a replica. And the gorgeous color they painted it, it's Abyss by Wise Owl. This is their new 1 hour enamel paint. What's so great about this paint, you just paint and you're done. You don't need to put a top coat. The top coat is already built in. So it's one less step, which is nice. All right, so I have my glaze ready. I have my little Chubba Wubba brush by Klingon. I'm gonna stir my glaze right now. Stir it, stir it, stir it. Again, this is Pitch Black by General Finishes. I probably bought this can over a year ago, and I've only used half of it. Glazing, a little bit of it goes a long, long way. All right. Okay. So basically with glazing, if you've never glazed before, you're gonna probably freak out the first time you do it, or you might be just intimidated to try it. Take the plunge. Don't do it on a custom order piece, but do it on a piece that you're not afraid to experiment with, because you're gonna feel like you're ruining your newly painted piece of furniture. Because it's tough to take something so dark like black glaze, put it over your beautifully fresh painted piece of furniture and think, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Am I ruining this? So, can you guys see there? I think you can. So I have a nice little flower area here. I'm going to be putting the glaze like all over this chair, because every angle of this chair has some great intricate woodworking detail. So I want it all to pop against this Abyss color, because right now it's just too much, you know, too much of the paint color. So I want to add some character, some definition to it. So basically glazing, you are just get it in there. It's gonna freak you out. It looks like you're just painting your piece black now. So you get it all in there, and then what you're gonna do is just simply wipe it back. And I'm doing what's called, this is a clean glaze. So it's not going to change the color of the paint underneath, because I already have a built-in top coat, which allows me to manipulate my glaze and move it around nice and easily. That's what that top coat allows the glaze to do, because it's basically just sitting on top of the top coat. Oh my gosh, I'm loving that already. Eee! That's gorgeous. Okay, come here. Can you guys see? See the difference? Look at that. Oh, love it, love it, love it. So you can see here, look how much came off of my rag. So this is a dirty process, but the results you get are just gorgeous. This is absolutely what I want to have happen with this piece. I want to see all these nooks and crannies get full of that glaze and just make these areas pop out. Because right now they're not popping. So look at this. It looks like I'm ruining my piece, doesn't it, you guys? It looks like I'm just taking black paint on top of it. But you're gonna see that the glaze just sits in. It just gets into all those pretty carved areas. And then when I wipe away, I'm wiping off the flatter areas, and then the glaze will just sit nicely where it's supposed to sit. You guys, this is really simple. It just takes some time to apply it. But as you can see, pretty foolproof with glazing. Some people wipe off with wet wipes, I've heard. Some people use wet wipes to remove the glaze. I prefer a rag, just because it's less expensive. Just getting it up there on the edge. And I just work in small sections. So work in small sections, because you want to immediately remove the glaze. You don't want it sitting. So I got this whole section done right here now. So now I'm going to remove it. And I just work in one direction. And I'm folding my clean cloth around, getting a clean section, and removing that glaze. I'm in love. This is gorgeous. Ah! I get really excited at this stage. This is just so pretty. I originally, with this chair, I was gonna put like gold gilding wax on it, and then I thought, ugh, I think that's gonna just be too gaudy. So I'm glad I went with the glaze. It's less like in your face, Liberace-like. Not that there's anything bad with that style, it's just not the vision I could see for this chair. I'll give you guys a close-up of how it's looking. Wowzers. Okay. Really, really liking it. Now, if you get glaze in your little nooks and crannies too much, here's another trick for you. I will take a small brush. I'll take a small brush and I'll wrap it around. I'll actually show you. Because I can see I have some glaze pooling. The glaze is actually pooling in some areas. And so I will take a brush like this, really, really small one, wrap it around my rag, and I'll go in there and I'll kind of just soak it up so it's not pooling in those areas anymore, because you'll get that. So just go get that glaze. I call it like the valleys of the woodwork. There we go. And it just lifts it up a little bit. All right, you guys, I'm going to show you quickly a close-up of the area I just did. Isn't that pretty? So you can see all that black glaze highlighting all that ornate woodworking areas. Woohoo! So I'm loving this. I'm going to continue to do this. I'm not going to have you continue to watch me do this because it's pretty self-explanatory of how to apply glaze. So you just keep going along until you're finished and get the desired look that you want, how much you want it, you know, looking. If you get too much on, you could always, this is where I do take, I'll take it like I can wet a rag and wipe some of the excess off if I find I have too much on, or you can use wet wipes. That's where wet wipes, I will use them occasionally. If I find some areas I'm like, ooh, that's a little too dark, I have too much there, then just take a wet wipe and it should come right off, because again, with a clean glaze, you need painted pieces of furniture, you need a top coat. You need that top coat to have a clean glaze, okay? It adds as a barrier. It helps slide and manipulate, move that glaze around, okay? And then you can add the glaze and you get that clean glaze. And as you can see here, it's not affecting my base color, okay? So I'm gonna continue to do this and then I will share my final thoughts. And then after that, I will post final photos of this gorgeous chair finished. Wow, look at all that glaze. Just remember, glazing is super, super messy. Just remember to wear gloves. You're gonna go through a lot of rags, but do like I suggested, cut your rags in smaller sections. I just find it's easier to handle the rag if it's smaller. And just be patient. You're gonna do a lot of applying the glaze and a lot of wiping off the glaze. It's gonna feel a little counterproductive, but look at these results that you get. Just gorgeous, gorgeous popping of the details. Hi everyone. Okay, so I am done. What are you squirming for? What are you screaming for? Huh? No? You okay? Okay. Biscuit just wants some little hugs. Okay, you guys, so I finished the chair. I'm actually sitting on it. I'm really happy with how it turned out with the pitch black glaze applied over the 1 hour enamel, paint color Ibis by Wise Owl. I'm really happy with this color combination. I've never done this before. One thing to keep in mind, after applying your glaze, you do need to seal it with a top coat. So on this particular chair, I used a spray polyurethane in a satin finish. I didn't want anything super glossy and I didn't want it matte. I wanted it just kind of right in between. So that's what I did on this chair. Maybe see some close-up work here of the glaze. I just think this is just a standout piece of furniture and I'm really happy with how it turned out. And I went with the Paris fabric. I was debating on going on like with a multicolored, piece of fabric that had some of this like turquoise Ibis color in it, and I decided to go with the Paris because I thought the black lettering helps pull out the black glaze that I did on the chair. So I think it complements each other very well, and I'm just really happy with how the project turned out, especially when you do something new. You never know, could be a hit or miss. So thank you for following along in this tutorial on how to apply black glaze. This is considered a clean glaze on a piece of furniture. If you guys have any questions about my technique, please drop your questions in the comment section. I try really hard to answer each and every question that gets posted. And if you haven't liked or subscribed to my channel, please do so. That subscribe button is in the lower right-hand corner, but you have to have your screen in the full screen mode in order to see that button. And just click on that and then you'll see new videos that I post and new tutorials when it comes to refinishing furniture. So once again, thank you for joining me, and until next time, keep smiling, you guys. Bye.